Hello, my name is Elvis Oba, and I want to welcome you all once again to this challenge. I am the creator of this challenge, AI powered POS system. As we all know, this is one major problem faced by many Nigerian businesses, especially small business enterprises. And in this challenge, you are going to be working on several tasks, and the tasks that you'll be working on are to create a PRD for your AI powered POS system, conduct real user survey and research, ideation task, empathy, lo-fi design, design systems and components, and then final UI plus AI integration design. So this challenge, the first task you'll be working on is this one that you are watching the video, which is create a PRD for your AI powered POS system. And the reason for this PRD is for you to make your research to find out what a POS system is all about, because while you are working on a PRD for this project, you will get to understand what a POS system is all about. What I'll be explaining in this task is what PRDs are for and why they are very important. For those of you who do not know what a PRD is and the importance of it for any project, I will be explaining what a PRD is and why it is very important you apply it in your workflow. A full professional project is expected to come with a PRD from either your employer, if you are working with a company, or your client if you are doing a freelance project. So let me explain what a PRD is. What is a PRD and why a PRD is important? A PRD is an acronym of Product Requirement Document, as implied by the acronym. It is the documentation of everything required for the building or creation of a product. That is to say that before you start building or designing your project on Figma, there must be an official documentation for everything required, like features, MVPs required to be in that product. At this stage, your client is required to translate all the ideas in his or her mind and give you the time to study that document, and most times sign in acceptance that you are building or designing everything that's written in the document. So a PRD is actually a document where every idea that your client or your employer have is written down as a documentation and then given to you to study before you even start building or designing. So that's what PRDs are for. So why are PRDs very important? Why are they important? PRDs are important because they give the creator all the product information needed to build. They protect the client because it gives all kinds of serve or represent as an agreement between the client or the designer. They help to avoid scope creep. So a scope creep is when your client comes up with different feature ideas or always adds different features or ideas from the originally agreed upon MVP, and thereby it always it always help to delay or lag the project and mostly cause burnout during the course of the project. So there are two kinds of PRD. You are developing for a whole or an entirely new product. Let's say you got an employment from a startup company, and then they ask you to, they give you the idea they have in mind, but most times startups already have a documentation of their ideas, and then they now employ you to start working on it. But assuming that they don't have a documentation of these ideas, they will tell you to create a PRD for them using the ideas that I've already given you as an example, to create a whole entirely project on PRD only, and then before you even start working. So it will help you understand and assimilate the startup enough to work with them. You understand their vision and their modus operandi and their mission, you understand. The second one is the one that suggests a new feature for an existing product. assuming if you are working with Uber, you got an employment with Uber or Money Points, the business is already existing. You are now expected to create a product requirement document that can add a new feature. Maybe they have a new feature in mind, or you have a new feature in mind for them to help boost the business and bring more sales, because the essence of every project is not just to design to feel good. You are designing to make money for the company. So for instance, you get employed as a UX designer, you understand, in any of this company, you might be expected to draft a PRD before you even start designing. You don't just design, there are official ways of doing things. So what are the contents required to be in a PRD? In a PRD, the contents that are required to be in a PRD are the project overview and the description of the project you are working on, the problem statements that you are solving, the problem you are solving, the solution or suggested solutions, the business goals behind the solutions. Like I told you, there is always a business goal behind every solution you are working on, and then the target user, finally the conclusion. Let me show you an example of a PRD that I did for YouTube. Okay, so this is a PRD suggesting a feature I suggested for YouTube. So here you see, this is the PRD cover page, and then the project overview, and then the problem statement. Here I suggested that YouTube should have co-creators, and then this is the problem statement that I discovered, and how they are losing money in the problem statement. And then this is the solution that I suggested, and these are the solution illustrated, because I designed it and I illustrated it here. Oh, internet. Oh, okay, it's not opening. Maybe you can check out my Behance and see the case study of the solution that I suggested. And then this is the business goals, and then these are the target users, and then this is the conclusion. So you can use mine as an example to work on your PRD, but you can just make it nice. The essence of PRD is to help you to give you a groundwork, a foundation to your research before you start researching, because this is a full project where you are going to be doing your UX research. This is a full project where you'll be doing your US research before you even start designing from lo-fi design. So I don't know if I made sense. I want to thank you all for participating in this challenge, and I'm expecting something amazing as always. Have a nice day, everyone.